Hello guys, welcome to a new Get Rekt gaming news video, and I have spicy leaks to talk about. The Last of Us Remake gameplay has leaked and screenshots. We will talk all about it in this video, and unfortunately we just got the news recently. It looks like that Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is delayed. Sit back, relax, take a beverage, and let's get on with the news. Let's talk about the first topic for today, which is the sad news. I want to get the sad news first out of the way, that Avatar's Frontiers of Pandora is unfortunately delayed, which does go against previous things I have mentioned in my last videos. Tom Henderson said that the game would release around November, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it will be, and it's even delayed until 2023-2024. In a recent Ubisoft earnings call, we've got this news. I found this, by the way, a pretty weird way to delay this game. They didn't come out on like social media or something to give a public announcement yet, from what I've seen. But I got the news here from Nibble, so let's go over the details on Twitter. Ubisoft delays Avatar Frontiers of Pandora to 2023-2024. We see here a screenshot of the earnings call, investors call. They basically mention gameplay reveals of Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope and Skull and Bones will be releasing on October 20th and November 8th. And then they talk a little bit about Tom Clancy. We don't care because it's a mobile game. But then we see that Avatar's Frontiers of Pandora will now release in 2023-2024. What this means is fiscal year 2023-2024. So it's going to release until at least April 2023 is the earliest. So from April, that's when physical years go, calendar years are going to start, new ones, up until 2024 physical year. When that's ending, it can release. So it might release around May or June or July, somewhere in that period. But there is something else that's interesting that I just didn't notice at first. Ubisoft will reveal the future of Assassin's Creed brand in September. So there is this Ubisoft forward live stream that was announced for September. And it looks like it's basically confirmed that we will see Assassin's Creed's future this coming September, so that's pretty interesting. I already mentioned this, I think, in a previous video about Assassin's Creed Infinity, where the setting could be. We heard about a Japan setting. We don't know if that's for Infinity or for later after Infinity. We heard also about a Russia setting, which I did not make a video about, but I wanted to update you guys on that. The next Assassin's Creed, which will be Assassin's Creed Rift, will be taking place in Baghdad. That's also confirmed by Jason Schreier, and he is pretty correct. Yeah, this delay for Avatar is pretty sad, because I did want to see like a true next-gen game for this year, for this fall, but it looks like that's going to not be the case. I do have some details from other leakers and other insiders. This is a tweet from Jeff Grubb on Twitter. What I heard is that the game looks pretty good, but the gameplay is in rough shape. This was about a month ago. So you heard a month ago that the gameplay is a little bit in trouble, and I don't really know what the gameplay for this game will be. We know it's first person and that it's open world. We don't really know much, to be honest, about this game. We have one trailer, and an in-game trailer, I believe, with in-game graphics. But yeah, the gameplay is apparently in rough shape, which is not good. And then Tom Henderson, he heard that it got a November date. So he's pretty confused by all this. And normally he is correct. Ubisoft was telling retailers just a few weeks ago it was slated for a November release. So this is somewhat surprising. Retailers got information from Ubisoft that the game would release in November. So what I am thinking here is that something happened now during development, something serious, like a gameplay thing, like an actual, shall I say, gameplay mechanic that's not well cooked, or that's broken maybe, or something, and that they massively have to delay the game half a year. I think that's what's going on, because for Ubisoft saying, yeah, the game is coming out in November to retailers, that's pretty, that's interesting. I find that pretty weird. So I think there's something like they stumbled upon like a problem, an actual problem that they have to solve. And let's hope it's not in development hell by any means, but sad news, because Ubisoft needs a good game. Ubisoft hasn't been that great the last year. We do have Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, which is coming out from Ubisoft. And that game does look pretty good, because I think also Nintendo has some involvement with that game as well, even though it's internally made by Ubisoft. I do think Nintendo watches the development closely and maybe even helps a bit with some stuff. And then of course Skull and Bones, but Skull and Bones, I'm not looking forward to that one. So Ubisoft's year is looking very skimpy and very bare bones, shall I say. So let's see what Ubisoft will do in September with the live stream. Maybe we might get surprises there. Of course not for this year anymore, because that's just too late, September. But probably for next year we will see the next Assassin's Creed. Let's hope we will see some good stuff. And of course Beyond Good and Evil 2 is in playtesting right now. We got that also from Tom Henderson, that it's in playtesting phase, and we will see Beyond Good and Evil 2 soon with an update. So let's hope that game is in good shape. I'm not optimistic about Ubisoft, anything Ubisoft these days, but oh well. So that's all I got on Ubisoft. Now let's talk a bit about Last of Us. So a lot of stuff is leaking on Last of Us 1 at the moment. I think it happened yesterday around 3 AM in the morning, my time zone. 2 AM, 3 AM, very early in the morning, late night basically. And gameplay started to leak, screenshots started to leak, and I have screenshots saved on my PC and the gameplay as well. Now, I'm going to show you the screenshots. It's already dangerous for me to do that, but I'm not going to show you the gameplay. I don't want my channel terminated by any copyright strikes or anything from Naughty Dog. It's already dangerous that I'm going to show you the screenshots. But there are other websites and YouTube channels that do have the gameplay and screenshots up as well. So I'm like, I'm just going to show it, if other YouTube channels can. But the gameplay, though, I find that a bit too dangerous. So if you want to see the gameplay, just search it up on YouTube. Last of Us Remake gameplay, and you will probably see it. I've seen the gameplay as well, and it's basically a part of Joel in the... it's in a building where he's shooting other guys with Ellie. Yeah, there are a lot of sequences like that in the first Last of Us, so I don't really know which place it is, because it's really long ago that I played Last of Us 1. So there is a lot of negative feedback on the gameplay from people who have seen it, and I am also not that positive on it, because it looks basically like Last of Us 1, but just with better graphics. And I expected from a remake to have more changes, also gameplay wise. There are some small changes. It's not that there is none whatsoever, but of course we are judging now a gameplay leak, which is gameplay from 2 minutes long or something. That's not a lot. But from what I've seen from the gameplay video, it doesn't look that much improved. It looks like Last of Us 1. Last of Us 1, by the way, is a masterpiece. So let's get that out of the way. I love that game. But I was expecting better improvements, especially because it's 70 bucks. It's a PlayStation 5 game, full price. I have to pay 75 euros for it if I want to pre-order it. And I'm not going to do that. I will do it probably to review it for you guys. But if I would be a casual consumer, I would not be happy with that, to be honest. Now we get to the conversation. Did Last of Us really needed a remake? Because, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it needed it. Last of Us 1 is still very modern and good till this day. And, you know, people make the argument that Demon's Souls got a remake and that was also a PlayStation 3 game. But there was some gameplay designs with Demon's Souls that were pretty old. And the remake treatment there was more, in my opinion, justified than The Last of Us 1. But so far that we have seen from this leaked gameplay, it looks basically like Last of Us 1 with just better graphics. And I hope there is more. I hope we will see a state of play or like a gameplay presentation that shows more actual upgrades for a remake worth 70 bucks, you know. But so far that I've seen, I'm pretty disappointed with. It's more almost in sense of a remaster than a remake. Actual gameplay improvements are not really there. We shall see. But if you want to see the gameplay leak for yourself, just search it up. You can easily find this online. So that's all I wanted to talk about for The Last of Us. It's leaking at the moment, and fan reception so far hasn't been that good. Okay, so one thing I wanted to talk about quickly in this video before I'm going to end it. I actually wanted to take a quick look at review scores for Live Alive. Live Alive just got today its reviews, and tomorrow is going to release. And this is a game I'm actually looking forward to myself, because it's a older, well-known JRPG that never got a Western release, but it's finally getting a remake from it's an SNES game, so it's pretty old. And I've played the demo myself. If you guys are interested in it, you can play the demo on the Nintendo Switch and download it. But I quickly wanted to go over the review scores. So I got Metacritic and OpenCritic. I use that most of the time to see the average score, shall I say. Of course, don't go off just numbers. Go into in-depth reviews as always. If you go look up in reviews what are the pros and cons. But I do think sometimes a number gives somewhat of a opinion, shall I say, like a loose one, not in depth by any means. So Live Alive so far scores 82 as of like this video on Metacritic, and the highest scores are, one is a 10 from Digitally Downloads. I will go like through all the scores. So there are 2 10s, a few 9s, including IGN has a 9, the Sixth Axis, but most of the scores are in the 80s, which I expected for this game because it's an SNES game and it does also take some flaws from the SNES era. There could have been more quality of life stuff, which I understand. A lot of praises are for the presentation, the graphics look really cool. The soundtrack is really good. The soundtrack is done by Yoko Shimamura. It's one of my favorite composers. She does Kingdom Hearts as well. So I love the Kingdom Hearts soundtrack. So I am looking forward for this soundtrack as well. But a lot of 80s score basically. And a few 70s. Which is good. So if you guys are interested in this game, that's pretty nice. On OpenCritic, it scores 81 with a 76% recommended. which isn't much different whatsoever. But yeah, it looks like that Live a Life scores pretty well. That's all I wanted to talk about for you today. Are you guys hyped still for Last of Us Remake? Let me know in the comment section. Have you guys seen the gameplay? Are you sad by the delay of Avatar's Frontiers of Pandora? Are you guys excited for Live a Life? And also for Assassin's Creed's future? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like this video, that would be amazing. Subscribe to me, that would be also amazing. Visit my social media, that would be cool. And I will see you guys in the next Get Rekt gaming news video. Bye bye.